Oh, I guess we're already live.
I don't know. I have to sign in. Ever since I signed up for that double approval thing, no matter what I do on this phone, if it has anything to do with any of my channels, I have to keep signing in.
Oh, well, that's odd.
Well, I hate to do all that, but I don't want to get hacked again.
Okay, well, do what you got to do. Hey guys, how you doing today? Beautiful out here today. It's hot, but we got a nice wind going through. Almost too much, but feels pretty good actually. And Buddy's chewing down. He's got a new chewy, so he loves those things. Um, oh, and Fred DeBurl said last week I told you about the eclipse. Never seen it up here. In some post they said you could. You could, huh? Why, I know I had some relatives in Wisconsin that was actually looking for it, and I said I didn't know you could see it up there either, but they went to look for it. In the midst of that, they went into labor. but yeah, it was a big deal, and like I said, not as big as what the last time was. I said the last time was really something, and I can't remember why that was so. It was everybody was wanting to look for it, and I said one of our one of our members sent us the T-shirt with the solar thing on it, and he sent us the solar glasses and everything, and I appreciate that. We didn't get the box until too late, but I had the glasses and everything, so if one ever comes up, I can watch it this time. But yeah, I didn't know how far they
Well,
could actually
Billy,
see it.
I wasn't running for anything, but thanks for voting for me.
When they, oh,
They had the midterm elections here, whatever they have here.
primaries.
Okay, I voted for the black guy. Yeah.
Of course, because Trump won him. So okay.
Didn't say anything about Trump. You did. You have Trump deranged syndrome.
Oh yes, yes. Okay.
Everything.
That is not a thing. That's a
It is a
made-up
thing.
thing.
Well, it's just like this. So those guys are
That's
part.
bullshit.
Those guys joined MAGA. There's no such thing as joining MAGA. MAGA's not a club.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's see.
How come I didn't mow her grass over there today? Mowed mine, or he doesn't mow hers over there.
No, Jose didn't. No.
Why not?
Because she said that he kept knocking her sprinklers off, breaking her sprinklers. So she got somebody else.
Now, I've had him here for 12 years. He has never knocked any of my sprinklers
Well, I'm
off.
just telling you what she said, and I said, but the same guy that does hers does this one over here too.
Yeah, I don't
So,
care. It
yeah.
just makes sense. They all just get to. Well, I'm tired of harping on it. I've said it 100 times, and makes no difference.
Everybody's got their.
But it's every day somebody's mowing around the house.
Well, yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, it would be nice if they all did it once it got
Yeah, it's
done.
just these four right here. If we would all just get this one guy, he'd be here, mow all four of us, and be gone.
Well, and I said, these two are the same guy, those two are the same guy, but yeah, and that one is kind of whenever.
So that
Yeah.
guy there is some black guy from Wildwood, I think. He runs around in his pickup truck and he mows on weekends. And he shows up and he parks anywhere he wants, I guess. I don't like the guy at all just for that. He shows no respect to the neighborhood because he'll park anywhere.
Well,
by the way, we're on the air.
Okay.
I forget. Sometimes I just say.
Yeah, you just rant. Yeah, I know. Yeah, was there a skip running, Billy? I didn't see that, but yeah. Yeah, Julie Ship says we're supposed to get more rain today. Oh my gosh, honey, you've had so much.
Yeah,
I don't know how you guys did in
the thing is they don't report because we lived in Indiana. We know all that flooding water that's in Indianapolis and all that area right there is running on the White River, mostly the White and Wabash, but mostly the White River running south. It's the people south that the flood ain't got there yet. All that water's going down there.
Yeah, I know. That down.
The guy can stand outside in a hurricane with an umbrella talking about, the hurricane and the water, but yet there's going to have a flood down by Seymour, probably maybe starting today, and there's nobody down there covering it.
Oh, well, get your butts down there, guys. We want to see the coverage. Although the whole state was affected somewhat. It was really odd. Now, where my son lives, they didn't get the brunt of the storm. They just kind of got the side of it, I guess, because they didn't get quite that much rain. But on south of him is where, from the west side to the east side, it was really, really bad. And the pictures are unbelievable. There's where Skip come from. He come from Pendleton, and
I imagine the park is a lake.
well, like I said, there's a guy that's did a lot of good videos there. His name is Luke A. Renner. Now you got to do Luke A, not just Luke Renner. Luke A. Renner. He's got some great videos, and the park. And like I said, it made me cry when I looked at the park. What it looked like. I mean, the water was running like the rapids, and of course, they were sandbagging around the community building and the museum and everything. But the water was up so high, I don't think it did any good. I'm hoping it didn't do too much damage in the museum. There were some beautiful things in there of the past history of that town, and we lived in a historical home there at one time, and they had some stuff on that home in there, so I'm hoping it didn't destroy too much of that. But also, they had a problem because the Anderson Animal Protection League houses all your rescue animals and what have you, and they were flooded out because they're on Dewey Street, which was in a bad area, and they got flooded out. And there are some pictures of animals in cages. They were trying to adopt as many or foster as many out as they could because they had to relocate completely from where they were at. And I said, at a later date, we might have a GoFundMe page to kind of help them out because
I'm not
we
doing a
feel for that.
GoFundMe. I'm not
Not
getting
you.
involved with that.
No, you're not.
No.
No, I am.
No, we're not. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we're not, because I got in trouble with that once before when we had the W&L show. People was accusing me of keeping money and blah, 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 and I'm not getting involved with that ever again, ever.
Okay. Let's see. But anyhow, it's a terrible
I'll point them to
situation.
somebody up north that's got a GoFundMe page. Your sister got one? I'll send them there.
No, but the places themselves usually had one. But anyhow,
What place?
well, they actually have a page on there with the QR code, so you can Venmo
Who's they?
the Animal Protection League.
What's the name of it?
Animal Protection League
Of Indiana?
of Anderson.
Of Anderson.
Yes,
And they're taking care of Pendleton.
they're taking care of all the South. Pendleton doesn't have one,
If
so they're
everything's
taking
flooded
care
up
of
there, I have all these dumb questions. If everything's flooded up there, who's taking care of these animals?
That's what I said. They have volunteers that do it just like they do
The
down
houses
here.
are flooded.
Not everybody.
Okay.
And then, like I said, they have a lot of volunteers that do this. It's a nonprofit. It's a 501(c)(3) or something, but it's a nonprofit organization, and they take care of the lost and abandoned animals. And especially in this water thing, there probably is a lot of them, plus the ones that they were already housing. And like I said, like I've seen some pictures of the cages stacked up inside a temporary place where they were trying to get people to come in and foster and adopt, and before I think they moved them to Alexandria because they had a place in Alexandria that wasn't that was able to take them.
One up here?
But anyhow, they have dire need. There are a
Turn around.
lot of places that are helping out. And I said we don't have, you can Google it and find a lot of those places. One of them is the South Madison Community Foundation. They work for the Pendleton and the South Madison County area. And I said they do a lot of funding for that kind of thing, and they're doing a regular push for people in the flood. So that's another place to go and look. But anything you can give to help them out, I'm sure it'd be appreciated, because we have never, we lived there over 60 years and had never seen flooding like this in those areas. They have, every once in a while you see a flood in this place or maybe in this place, someplace close to the river, but never like this. And so they really, really need the help. Oh, Mimi Off has say, hey, and Carol Apostolos. Billy G says, no flooding here in Fruitland Park. My house sits at 110 feet above sea level, built in
Anybody need a job?
1947.
Garage door precision has a sign on the side of their neighborly truck says hiring.
Precision garage doors?
Never heard of it. Must be a new company.
No.
Oh, whatever. I ain't never.
They're not out here a lot, but do you know that the original started in Hartford City?
Huh?
The original started in Hartford City.
Original what?
The
Precision, no. What was in Hartford City is the nationwide garage door opener thing, but it wasn't called Precision.
Overhead doors.
Overhead doors. That's
Yeah,
what was in
yeah.
Hartford City.
That's a subsidiary, I think.
Huh?
That's a subsidiary, I think.
What subsidiary?
Branch.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
Because I don't think you're right at all. I think you just make that stuff up.
Okay. Hey, Kevin. Let's see. Mark, how are you? Mark Ryan. And yeah, and Billy, I'm glad that you're up that high. Like I said, that's the way my son's place is. It's up. Like I cuss the driveway every time I have to go up. There's a stairway next to the driveway to get up to the front, and I don't know how they make it in the winter. I really don't. Well, they park down on the street. They actually don't even park in the garage. But like it's a steep hill going up, so fortunately they wasn't affected by the flooding. And I don't know as Fort Wayne had a whole lot. I know Marion did, but I don't know as Fort Wayne did. Like I said, I think they
I think most
skirted.
of the flooding was central Indiana, maybe a little bit south. I don't think there was much north at all.
Yeah, well, like I say, the northern part got the tornadoes. The northwest part got really bad tornadoes. The same storm. And
Here's Indiana's idea of a tornado.
But it does do, the bad thing about tornadoes, we have hurricanes here, in which we haven't had for the last year or two. We haven't had one this year. But the year ain't over.
Keep talking.
Yeah, like I said, the year ain't over. The worst is usually in September. But tornadoes don't give you any warning. Hurricanes, we get maybe 2 weeks advance notice that they're coming. But tornadoes don't give you any warning. If there's a storm coming, you don't know if there's going to be a tornado involved or not unless you're 24 hours watching the radar. So
somewhere in the sun.
A lot of people aren't prepared.
Sue said last night that somewhere in the sun said that her email's not getting to me. Well, that's because your email does not have your name on it. Or if it's a name I don't recognize. And when I get my emails, they come up on here because I get so much spam, I guess you call it, that I go, I don't know that person. I don't know that person. I don't read them. I don't know that person. I don't know that person. I don't know that person. So I was investigating last night, and one of them that I deleted said something like Lily or something on it, which I don't know a Lily. And when I opened it up and looked down at the bottom down there, then you signed it somewhere in the sun. Well, your email address didn't say that, so that's how you get deleted.
Oh, but it got to you. That was the thing.
Yeah, it got to me.
Okay, she wasn't getting to you, so that was the thing.
She didn't know that because she was expecting me to answer. And be honest with you, I don't answer a lot of emails because I ain't got time for chit chat. I know that sounds rude. I just don't. So if I do answer them, it's usually something quick. Because everybody expects you to answer the comments below every video and all this and that. And so I do the best I can do, but I answer them usually short and quick. Like when somebody says, well, that was great. And I'll say, thank you. And that's it. I'm done. I move on.
Well, it's Lexi, and she was probably giving you a compliment.
Who?
Lexi.
Who's Lexi?
Somewhere in the sun.
See, I don't know that.
That's what I said. Yeah, you didn't know that. But the thing was getting to you because they were all
But
coming
then I'd
back.
have to answer it. And that's what I'm trying to get away from, answering all these emails and stuff.
Well, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure it was going through because she sent about 8 and they weren't going through. And I told her I think she was putting a capital G. And so I told her to change it to a small G. So evidently it got through.
Just change your name on the top of it. That way I'll recognize it, but that's no guarantee I'm going to answer you. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Laura says, good afternoon from the toasty village of Pine Ridge. 92 degrees just south of 466A.
I mean, Pine Ridge is one of them neighborhoods that either you love it or you hate it. And most people, I think, buy over there because, one, you're in between a couple of golf courses that are pretty good. And then you're real close to shopping. The neighborhood Walmart, and then you got, what is it across the street?
The Colony
Plaza
yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Yes, it's a nice area. I know she likes it. Where she ends up at.
Hidden County Plaza got that one Italian place that I don't mind on the corner. We had a Patreon lunch there once. They kept showing up, and we took over the whole outside area.
No, that's Lake Deaton
Okay.
Plaza. Okay.
Is that where they have the?
And she said it was a compliment she was sending you.
Well, I don't read this stuff. People, they're always criticizing everything. I've never seen anything like it. I really haven't. I mean, we got so spoiled in this world that when you watch something that gives you information that could save you thousands of dollars, which is what I do. I give you information here, whether you like it or not. It's going to save you money or getting in trouble, like ARC. I bring it up all the time. Don't be doing stuff to your house without getting an ARC approval and get the receipt. There's a reason I say, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I quit to answering a lot of them things because people get on there and they want to argue about who got you that shirt. I just hate the color.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
So he probably didn't even notice when it's a compliment.
No.
He's so used to getting criticized. No, but thank you, Lexi.
Does this shirt look familiar? I found it in the closet.
And well, I kept most of the nice ones.
Hey, what I asked you.
Yes.
What?
It does look familiar.
Does it? What is?
Does it say I survived?
On the back, I think. Oh, okay.
It does. Yeah, I kept the important ones. No. Oh, Mr. Rizzo says, hey, Skip and Sue, very noisy here this morning getting solar panels for the pool installed. Wow. Well.
Solar panels for the pool?
That don't to heat the pool.
What they put up there's not solar panels. The ones that we got here in my neighborhood, they look like solar panels, but they're not.
Well, whatever they call them, they're getting them put up.
It's a water pipe. And how this thing actually works, I don't know. But it's a water pipe that goes up on the roof, and then they put these black screen things, because black absorbs all the heat. And it heats the water that's in them pipes. And then there's a pump somewhere, I think, that recirculates this water. So the sun is heating the water that goes into the pool.
Okay, so what's it called?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a pool installer.
Well, Betty, if it's not a solar panel, what is it?
Betty. See, he don't even know his name. Betty.
He does too, but he sees something. So I see something. Come get your goodies. Come
3 years old, he don't even know his name.
He knows his name.
He doesn't need it. Well, then he ignores you.
He does. That's a Shih Tzu. They ignore you. Haven't you ever seen any of those?
Betty.
Gee, Mr. Rizzo, you won't have anything left to do. You keep it up. Brad Shea says, hey, Skip and Sue, greetings from the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Wow. We'll be back in the villages on Saturday after spending our 49th anniversary on the auto train. Well, you've had, I've seen some of your pictures. You've had a great trip. The ones in Washington.
Who's Brad?
Yeah. Very, very, very good.
For a guy that moved away from New York to come down here, he sure spends an awful lot of time in New York.
They're traveling. That's what you do. That's what you retire for. BJ, I'll get back with you after we get done here, okay? And R. Dixon says geothermal. Geothermal?
Not me. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, or I'm not sure exactly how it works. But when they were installing on 2 or 3 houses over there, I stopped and I watched them. I seen the equipment they were using. I talked to one guy that spoke English, and he was explaining to me how it kind of worked. It was a way of heating the pool water. I'm not sure how you set the temperature, because if it's heating water, what keeps it at a certain temperature? I don't know how that works, but I know that's what a lot of it looks like. It'll look like solar panels, but they're not. And so if it is solar panels, though, I don't know how that works either. If it's heating the water, I don't know.
Okay. So he's paying for it. We'll take his word for it. Laura Lampy says articles in Village News about unapproved lanai being installed on homes when the owner is in the hot seat. It happens, Laura. I mean, not everybody watches us.
Like nobody watches
we try to warn them ahead of time not to do that.
Just amazes me that you put out information that's really totally 100% true, important for you, could save you a lot of trouble and time and effort, and nobody wants to watch that. But then some girl with a nice, Betty, get over here.
Come back here.
Said you can't have your dog outside unless he's on a leash. He's on a leash. He just dragged it.
Buddy, come here,
Buddy,
baby.
get over here.
Come here.
Buddy. He's looking for lizards.
Yeah, I know. See, he knows his name.
So what was we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, some young chick that don't even live here comes here with a nice pair of tits and an ass. She puts up a video, and 2 days later, it's 300,000 views.
Well,
Yeah, that's what they watch.
okay.
Buddy, God, he don't listen.
You let him go.
Hey,
He's got his leash on, Skip.
buddy,
Go of it.
buddy,
Oh,
stop,
Billy says our above
stop.
ground pool gets so hot you can poach eggs in it. Yeah, I imagine it is.
Get it. No.
Yeah, like I said, the hot seat's on the lanai. Yeah, we've got the windows open back there, but it's still
Come on.
pretty warm.
Nope.
Like I said, in 90-degree weather, it gets
What do you
warm in
want?
there.
Are you
We
peeing?
haven't got the mini split yet. You know, it's still something we're looking at. But happy Porch Settin Wednesday to all. Well, thank you, Ron. And no, it's not Halloween already, Jerry. But you know, like I said, the fall season
I
is
guess you had to pee.
oh, the fall season is the longest time that I get to decorate in one color. And I do love the fall colors. But you know, you can start the fall colors in August and it goes all the way to November. So and like I said, wait until you get to the Christmas time. Everybody puts that stuff up early. They always start at Thanksgiving. So I do Halloween. And but like I said, I always loved in Indiana, loved the fall festivals, you know, with the leaves turning orange and yellow. And
I seen on the news this morning, the Muncie News, there's a covered bridge somewhere, one of the longest ones in Indiana, and the floodwater's right at the bottom of it, right there.
yeah,
If it takes it out, they won't replace it.
might be the one in
I don't know.
say, yeah. I remember they had a festival up there. We always went to the one down south, but there was one up there too, and I can't
Wherever
remember
they
what
had
it
the
was.
pumpkin rolls.
Yes, pumpkin rolls. And Mr. Rizzo says, Skip, if the panels are heated by the sun, then it's solar.
It's what?
I said, if they're heated by the sun, it's solar. But yeah, I think they do call it geothermal.
Yeah, the black pipe is. Yeah, I guess it is, but I'm thinking of solar panels, and they're not solar panels.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't know what they call them. They can call them whatever they want.
Oh, Embracer Girl says, start showing TNA, Gramps.
What?
Start showing TNA.
Me? Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't want to see that. Yeah, enjoy Atlantic City, Brad. I've never been there. I've heard so many things about it, but most of what I've heard is the stupid shows they've had on TV that make me not want to go there. But it looked like a great place to wander around in. I love those places.
What place?
Atlantic City.
The boardwalk. That's
Yeah.
where everybody goes, is the boardwalk.
Yeah. And that's why I say I always love those kind of places.
I don't know. That area is kind of just weird. One year it's up, next year it's down. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that a lot of things in our age range that we remember, like at one time, Kings Island was a big deal, and then they started, you know, what was the big amusement parks? The other big amusement parks, not just SeaWorld, but there was something else. Big amusement parks.
What about them?
I mean, at one time Kings Island was the big deal.
It's only a big deal for us in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Like tenderloin sandwiches.
Right.
People down here that lives there for everyone. I've heard of the place, but I've never been there.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it was a big deal for us. And
it's a Hanna-Barbera themed amusement park, right? Ain't it Hanna-Barbera?
I don't know.
With, you know, the cartoon characters, Bugs Bunny and all that?
Yeah, I think so. But
I think so. It's been so long since I've been there, I don't know.
Denise says, I'm not sure. I've never seen Skip without a hat. I know. He's got this wild hair thing going on.
See, we're talking about important stuff, and she notices that I don't have a hat.
Could have combed your hair.
Why? It's windy out here.
Oh, Brad says the boardwalk and the beach are still very nice and clean. Good, good. Six Flags, that's the other one, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, when then like I said, after Kings Island, there was
Cedar
Six
Point.
Flags and on all those places, and it's kind of getting old hat.
Well, for
You
old
know.
people, but for the kids, they don't care. It's just a ride.
Yeah, but like I said, in our age range, that's what there was. It was a
We would
big
go
deal.
more for the shows. Like, toward the end there, really, that's all we really did. I don't like walking around. I'm having a hard time walking the way it is, but
Yeah, but then we took the grandkids
yeah, we went. Yeah, they would be on a ride, and we would be there and wait for them to get off the ride. Um, and if it was one of them rides where where you wanted to be with them, I don't know, just to make sure they don't fall out. We would do that once in a while, but not all the time, really. We just went to the shows.
Yeah, we'd wait till if you rotate that way, it doesn't get too hot. You go on a ride and then go see one of the shows inside where it's air conditioned, or get something to drink, something like that. So just rotate it back and forth. But yeah, we went so many times, and even didn't the company have a company picnic there once, Kings Island,
Yeah, when I worked at where did I work? Overnight,
overnight?
and they had a company picnic that was at Kings Island. And I don't, did we have to pay for tickets, or did the company buy tickets? I just had to get them.
I think the company bought them.
Okay, now I just picked them up. That'd been Brenda. Brenda would have gave them to me. So anyway, we went over there for a company picnic, and we was over there all day. We didn't take no grandkids though, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, and anyway, we had a free lunch or dinner out of the whole thing, and it was a great time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and the kids had a good time. So,
If there's a roller coaster ride, I don't care who the kid is, he's going to enjoy it.
yeah. Oh, and Mark Ryan says Great America. I don't know as we've been to Great America. Actually, I think isn't that up around Chicago?
At the Six Flags up there.
Well, yeah, there's a Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois. Is proper in the Chicago area. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Laura says. That's what I thought. And I don't think we've been to Great America.
And the odds are I'm not. I'm too old for this.
Well, I know we're not now. I'm just saying back, when the kids were young, we
I've
went
been here
all
12
those
years, and
places.
I've never been to Disney World.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
you like the Superman colors? This is Leoma Lovegrove. She does all colors. I said I love her colors. I don't know if it's Superman colors, but
Collar?
the color.
The collar?
Color.
Collar?
What do you call it?
Color?
Color. Is that like wash? Laura says Disney World is on my long list of Florida places to go. My last visit there was probably 10 years ago. Yeah, it's at least that long for us. So I said
we've been here 12.
Yeah,
so
the last grandkid we took is
it would have to be
into her 20s.
Mallory.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mallory. That'd be the last one we took down there. And
Yeah, she's into her 20s now. So,
Oh yeah.
and we took her what? She was 4 or 5.
Last time we was there, they opened up. I want to say Safari Park, but I don't think what do they call that. Is it Safari Park?
I think that's what it was.
They just opened it, and I remember we were all disappointed. There was a lot of things there you could see that was kind of cool, but we were disappointed because there wasn't much air. I mean, when you went in there 2 hours later, you'd done everything that was there and left.
But now,
Well, now they got Asia, they got Africa, they got, I don't even know what all they got.
yeah. Like I said, there wasn't very many animals or anything because, like I said, they just opened it. But I tell you what, what did they call it? That when you went to the amphitheater and you watched the show
Under the big tree.
Yeah, the Lion King.
It was a 3D. You had to wear these glasses. It was a 3D thing.
No, this was a stage show. It was.
Oh, that's the one that was about
Lion King.
Lion King. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, that was one of the best.
Yeah.
Two of the best that I've seen actually was Lion King, and the other was
Tales from the Crypt.
no. I don't know. The guys with the turbans, Arabian something.
Terrorists.
No, like I said, I can't remember the movie it was from. One of the cartoon movies it was from, but it was wonderful. And like I said, when they did the parade.
That was Universal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Animal Kingdom. That's right, Rich.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger now. And since we've been down there, they've added they had it years ago and they took it down. Then they brought it back. I don't know what you call it. It's a sky ride that goes from one end of the park to the other. That's down there now. They've added a lot of new stuff. They've taken out some of the old stuff. They've left some of it there. So if you go there, try to go on an off day, really, or an off week, because there's so much to see that if you want to do it, unless you tend to go back 4 and 5 times.
Yeah, don't go when school's out. Those are no-nos. Don't go when school's out, and try not to do it in 100-degree weather, because you'll be doing a lot of standing.
Yeah, a guy told me when I was down there last, I was talking to one of the, what do they call them, Disney Imagineers or whatever they want to call them. But anyway, just a person that worked there. He's walking around sweeping up the trash. And I asked him, I said, what's the slowest time of the year here? He said, well, but in the past history, it's always shown that the day before Christmas was the slowest day of the year.
Yeah, I don't see
And
if that's still
that
the
made
case.
total sense to me. That made sense to me. People are home buying Christmas, getting ready for Christmas dinner tomorrow, getting ready for the kids, blah, blah, blah. They ain't thinking about going to Disney World.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if that still applies, I don't know.
I don't know
because
if it
we
still
haven't been there in
applies.
years,
You'd have to double check that. And Disney actually has a website that shows that. It shows the slowest time, the cheapest part of the year when hotel prices are down here. But since we were there last, I think Disney has sold out at least once to new owners or a new CEO or a new stock trade. Who knows? It's just I swear to you, anytime the corporations get a hold of anything, they're like the U.S. government. They screw it up.
Well, Joseph Smith said, we live 20 minutes from Kings Island. We went with the grandkids until they grew up. It's a lot of fun when they're little. It was the most fun. And I said, you never get back that time, so enjoy it. If you got little ones around, enjoy them. My brother just had 2 granddaughters born a day apart.
Somebody got a broken windshield around here?
I don't
Or
know.
mirrors? Or he's full of glass.
Yeah. Like I said, one was born on the 13th and the other was born on the 14th. And like I said, you talk about something. It's wonderful having grandkids anyhow. To have 2 of them right in a row like that. That's something. But both girls. So he gets to enjoy the girls. Jerry wants to know if Maria's pushed Jose off the boat yet.
I imagine they're home by now.
It looked like they were having an awful good time. And like I said, this morning they found a barista that knew how to make coffee, and he was from Valley.
Who was that?
Nancy or Paul.
Oh.
But yeah,
he got a new Mercedes? The last one he had was black.
Oh, they've had that one for a while.
Mm.
But yeah, they found somebody that knew how to make good coffee, so Jose was kind of sticking with the place. So I don't think he's pushed him off the boat yet. Yeah.
I thought he said it was only going to be like 3 days.
Okay, well, they should be coming home then.
He should be home.
Okay.
Unless it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
This is Wednesday.
So they should be home.
Okay.
Don't never, ever question what I'm telling you. Just take it as the truth and move on.
Oh, my God. As messed up as your head is. Want to leave the fridge door open again?
Huh?
So want to leave the fridge door open again?
Who did?
You.
I did?
Uh-huh.
How you know?
Because it beeps. You didn't hear that beep. Well, it beeps when you leave it open.
I'll give you another cup of coffee anyway. Let me go.
Well, it's shut now. I shut it.
Then why'd you ask me if I left it open?
It was not a question. It was a statement. Yeah, and not, yeah, believe everything he says.
Yeah, just take what I say for word and move on.
Lee Meadows wants to know, is it dangerous for motorcycles in the villages?
No, not really. No more dangerous here than it is in a car. During snowbird season, I'd be very, 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 very careful, because these people that come down here from New York, Pennsylvania, Montana, all these other places, if you travel the country, people have different driving habits from where they're from. And they bring those same habits here because that's the way they've always driven. And there are certain parts of this country in the wintertime, you're not going to see motorcycles on the road. Well, here you're seeing them on the road 12 months out of the year. And a lot of these people come here, they can't see, they can't hear. I'm not picking on them. It's just a fact. They can't see, they can't hear, or their reactions are very, very slow. And yeah, I'd say every year, especially during snowbird season, we have at least, I'll say 2, 3, or 4 motorcycle deaths. And who knows how many motorcycle wrecks, because in the middle of snowbird season, isn't that when they have the motorcycle thing over in Leesburg?
They just had it not too long ago, so I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just be careful, because this in wintertime, there's a lot of people that come down here, not just here, all over Florida, and they drag their trailer queens with them, and they ride them around. And so, just be careful. You'll be okay. Just watch it.
And to a lot of people that come down here, the snowbirds that don't live here are not used to roundabouts. And then if you're, I've seen some really weird things in the roundabouts because people are not real conscious of them. They're putting more and more in different places. Indiana has tons of them, but a lot of other states don't have a lot of them. And I made a boo-boo myself when we was in Indiana last time, because I'm used to the 2-lane roundabouts here. Up there, they have 1-lane roundabout where you can really get run over.
Well, except if you're on a dual lane road like Highway 31, then when they put in a roundabout, I think it's a state rule, some rule, has to be 4-lane roundabout because of semis and stuff.
Yeah.
Here, I don't think they ever expected this place to grow the way it's been growing anyway, but it's basically 2-lane roundabouts, and the confusion is if you want to exit a roundabout, what lane should I be in?
Yeah.
And that really shouldn't be a confusion. If you know you're going to exit somewhere in that roundabout, just get in the right lane and quit arguing about it.
Yeah, regardless of what the rules say. I know the rules say, but yeah, when it gets very, very crowded, it makes it bad, because it makes it bad for people that want to get onto the roundabout. But and I said, at least they're not in an accident. But yeah, that's the problem, especially with motorcycles. As I said, a lot of people that aren't familiar with the roundabouts, and they do stupid things. I seen a truck back up in a roundabout once.
Oh, we've seen golf carts going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
How does that happen? The road goes in a roundabout, and it kind of angles a little bit like that. Kind of gets you going the right way, right? Everybody exits right, exit right, exit right. Somebody will get up there and turn left. It just amazes me.
Yeah. So anyhow, let's see. So yeah, you'd have to judge. You'd have to be here really to judge how dangerous you think it is on a motorcycle. We sold ours because
I didn't want to drive here in the wintertime.
yeah, like it gets hot here, and driving here in this heat would not really be that fun.
I wouldn't ride it much in the summer. No, it's too hot we believe in the gear, and so you put on all this gear, and then it's 102 degrees outside.
Yeah, we wear long pants, we wear our boots, our helmets, and I said that's it's pretty uncomfortable in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
So
I just decided I'll sell it if things change. The kind of bikes that we're used to riding, the Gold Wings. Plus, I can always buy another one. And 12 years later, I still haven't got another one. So,
are you trying to tell me something? Are you trying to tell me something?
what?
That you might buy another one?
I said I could buy another one. That's why I sold mine instead of bringing it down here, because I got the money out of the bike and the trailer and everything else we sold, that I could just buy another one when I got down here if things changed. Well, I said, here I am 12 years later, and I still haven't bought the bike, which means I'm probably never going to buy one.
And we rode quite a bit, and I loved it.
Well, I had that bike. I bought it new, and I had it for 2 years, and I had 44,000 miles on it. If that gives you any idea of how much we rode that bike.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, every weekend thing. And I said he had Friday, Saturday, and Sundays off.
I used to ride it as long as the roads were dry. I would ride it. I didn't care about temperature. It's the way the bike's designed. And I rode it to work many, many times in the middle of winter, 15 degrees. A matter of fact, I almost made it a game with myself. I wonder how cold it can get before.
As long as there wasn't ice on the road.
Yeah, before I'm not riding ice or snow or salt, all that stuff. But guys at work all the time are always making bets if I was going to ride to work that night.
And your son still does.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a bike rider, these are the things in Indiana you think about.
Yeah. And Rich A says every Disney World park is under construction right now. They have to keep up. Universal has done a lot over there, and they've brought in a lot of the customers. So Disney has to keep up with them. If they don't, they're going to be one of those things that remember Disney World, back then. So that's why they're always under construction.
Well, and they keep raising the price. That's what I keep looking at. How high can they keep raising everything before people start backing off?
Yeah.
But here's a business theory that I know this because I had trucks, that you can double your ticket price knowing that half the people ain't going to come back. Still make the same amount of profit
Okay.
with less people tearing stuff up.
Billy G says, here's some trivia for you. Prior to 1983, Publix did not open on Sunday. Really? Well, back so far, a lot of places didn't open on Sunday.
I was going to say, in Indiana, if you didn't have gas on Christmas Day, you wasn't getting any.
Yeah.
Every gas station was closed, all of them.
Yeah, and because of the blue laws, I think only in the last year or so they allowed to serve liquor on.
Yeah, you couldn't
the
buy
weekend, yeah.
alcohol on Sunday. Grocery stores, anywhere. I tried.
Yeah.
They just give it back to you. Go, we can't bring that up.
Yeah, but I think they have changed those laws.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're specific about it. You have to be at an eating establishment.
You know why Indiana was really bad on selling liquors on Sunday or any holiday?
I don't know.
Because the Church of God had their world headquarters in Anderson, Indiana at the college.
Oh, okay.
I know that because I installed their cabinets.
Oh, okay. Chuck 78 says, just got here, no hat. No, he didn't put his hat on today.
I've already
Chuck.
been yelled at.
Laura says 20 years ago we took two of my nieces to Disney World. Both of them now have children of their own. Yeah, that's the way with the granddaughters. They're all grown and gone. The great grands are just reaching that age where we would have took them, but they live so far away from us that it's not possible. So I think they probably enjoy it, especially coming from North Dakota.
I know Jason would. He's at the age where he'd probably ride every roller coaster. Jason? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know these great grandkids very well. I met him see, there's what's his dick.
Oh, yeah.
When you watch him, it's like, I wonder where he's going to park. Look how he's going to park right there in the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
He bought that truck fairly new when he started that business right there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the top of the truck already. The sun here is so intense. I don't know what that guy's doing. It's fun to watch people almost collide. But the sun here is so intense, the top of his truck, that it's almost eat off all the paint.
Racer Girl says, Jose's cruise is 4 nights, 5 days.
Is that what it was?
Okay.
Okay, maybe it was.
Yeah.
I thought he told me 3. For her birthday, I think it was, right?
Yeah. And Jerry Bell says, Skip also didn't leave the door open to the garage. Must have been Buddy.
I ain't been in the garage. You done it.
The door is not open, dear. But it was last week.
You're the one that got in the garage last week.
No, I said, you left it open. Come here. Because you rehooked the fan up or something.
Oh, Mary.
I didn't do it right.
Okay. Well, how's he know? That camera doesn't show the garage door.
You evidently just talk about it.
Hey,
Wrestler.
He just made an educated guess.
Wrestler says, hi, all. Just popping in quickly. Healthy Home Cooking only has 4 more cardiotherapy sessions, then she graduates. Woohoo! Well, I think she's probably done really well. She's one of those stick to it kind of people. So only 4 more left. That's good. Hopefully she'll, have healthier the rest of the year. And Kevin says you have to be so careful at roundabouts. You do, because there's so many people, like I said, that can't see well, so they can't use their mirrors real good. And
it's just that I think there's a certain amount of people here, not very many really, but there's a certain amount of people here that they make an issue of a roundabout, and I just don't get it. How hard is it to drive in a circle? Good Lord.
Like I said, it's other people that you have to watch.
I said it's a small percentage.
Yeah.
And it's usually somebody 85 years old, blind in one eye, just left the doctor's office.
Oh my gosh. Racer Girl says, what's a trailer?
Huh?
Racer Girl says, what's a trailer?
Trailer?
We had a motorcycle trailer, Racer Girl, because we traveled a lot.
When did he start mowing that yard over there?
Since Jose won't do it anymore.
Why not?
It's a long story. I'll tell you about it later.
Is she getting kind of weird?
No. She wanted him to do something, and he didn't do it. And she already paid him, and she went and talked to him about it. And I said he got happy and says, well, I ain't coming back no more.
What's she want him to do?
I don't know. Something to do with the...
He mows grass.
He also does other things. I think
Yeah, but he might
the
not be able
brick
to do
or
it on
something.
your time. He put the mulch over here when they asked him if he would do it. He said, yeah.
And it was one of those things.
It took him a couple of weeks to get around to it.
Yeah, it was something extra. And I said he didn't do it, and she'd already paid him for it. And I said when she asked him about it, he got mad.
In that he didn't do it or wouldn't do it, he didn't do it on her time schedule.
She didn't say that.
I'll say it. Yeah. Old women here are nuts. They're crazy.
Well, that's probably one of the smartest ladies I've seen. She hasn't got nothing to do with being crazy, let me tell you.
What's that got to do with doing business with somebody? I know a lot of people that are smart, but when they talk about Jim Ayers, you talk about doing business with somebody, he's difficult.
Well, like I said, I think she had reason to be suspect, but instead of doing it, when she asked him, he didn't do it. So he just got happy and said, I ain't doing your yard no more.
I got a feeling we ain't hearing the whole story.
Probably not now. But like I said, we don't keep tabs on him. I wish he'd quit mowing the grass into my flower beds.
Well, because the problem is he's mowing over there, and with these houses, it echoes over here worse than when he's mowing there.
Yeah, I know.
Like I can almost not hear you sitting here.
Oh, well, sorry guys. You know, that's what we run into. This is a new yard he's doing, and so, you know, he's been doing the one across the street later in the day. Jerry says you have to look out for drivers from Rhode Island. Yes. Is that a shot, Kevin? Okay. Old man says when he vacationed with his dad. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So what now?
Old man says when he vacationed with his dad.
Old man.
When he vacationed with his dad, he's referring to something that I don't know what he's talking about. So.
Read your text before you hit send.
Yeah.
Really?
Might have been something I missed.
I do the same thing. I get in a hurry sometimes, and I hit the wrong button. I hit send, and then later I find out, what? That don't make sense. He's probably reading that thinking I'm nuts. You know, it happens.
Can you still hear us, guys? If not, we'll cut this off because we don't want to drive everybody crazy with the noise. Wrestler says after lunch I'll be catching up on mowing. A 2-hour drive to the parents-in-law house again. Lots of work to get in, ready for sale. Tiring, but we know it needs done. So, yeah, it takes a while, Wrestler. So, are the parents doing good? Are they locked into this facility you put them in? I mean, I know that one of my neighbors that went, she's enjoying it. She's enjoying the card parties. So, she's made a lot of friends. So. Hey, Ada, how are you? And Racer Girl says you didn't have cooling vests. No, we didn't. We had everything else, believe me. But I don't know if cooling vests were a thing back then. So
it'd probably help. It's basically water that circulates water.
Yeah.
But you know, after a while, you got no place to store this stuff in the bike.
Yeah. That's where we had a trailer. And you run into all different kinds of weather. But like I said, we just thought it was really, most of the year down here was just really too hot to ride much. So.
Actually, I got a vest, I think, somewhere. It's got all my patches on it.
Probably, yeah, it's in the...
Is it in there?
In the closet next room, I think. If not, I took all the patches off and put them somewhere.
Why'd you take them off?
Well, I don't know that I did. I don't remember. But I think I kept it.
Women in this neighborhood are nuts.
Barbara Ebner says, hello, all you super sitters. Hey, Barbara. We're sitting here listening to them mowing. I know you can probably hear that.
Now, you guys can see my point here when I said all of us should have the same guy mowing. Because he'd mow everybody's yard here and be gone.
Yeah.
But since we've been here, I've listened to a mower down here, I think, somewhere. Now we got this guy mowing over here. When he gets done there, he's going to mow over here.
Yeah, yeah. I wish they'd do it all at one time, but they don't. So, oh, and Lee, Wrestler didn't move yet. He's
He ain't
selling
gonna
his
move.
house, but he's selling his in-laws' house. They moved into an assisted living
That's
facility,
what a real estate person does.
and so they're selling their house. So, but yeah, Wrestler's in the same place. He's got a beautiful place up in Pennsylvania, and God, I would love to have his garden. His garden sprouts some of the best vegetables I've seen. So, and Wrestler says, Dad's financial people have a senior advocate that we might be calling to assist. As Skip always says, she knows a guy to help us out.
As long as they know a guy.
Sorters,
it can
auctioneers,
get
and
done.
realtors. Yep. Yep. That's the way you do it. We did it all ourselves, and we never should have.
Well, when we moved down
It's
here,
kind of what put me off on moving again.
we didn't know anybody at all. We made a couple of phone calls and had some things done by people we wish he'd never called. And we didn't know any realtor other than, what was his name? Tim something?
Tim Andrews.
Tim Andrews. But he had quit the Village's real estate company because he got tired of whatever was going on down there, and he went to work selling beer. Worked for some brewery, I forget who it was. He was an agent, and we'd run into him once in a while at a grocery store here, or over at one of our country clubs. He's still around, but now he sells beer. And I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Much better."
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Yeah, and Rester said they haven't moved yet. They're still looking. Got down to 3. Either stay where we are in Pennsylvania, go to South Carolina, or Florida. And if Florida, probably Solivita. Yeah. So, but they've done, they've done extensive looking. And they went with Ira and looked at several places down here in Florida, not just the villages. So, and they seem to like the Solivita area.
It's full of Puerto Ricans. I got that straight from Jose. He knows everybody down there.
Well, not
He said when
Solivita.
they first started that, it was in the middle of nowhere, which we were down there when Solivita there was nothing else there. And he said now down the road, there's a huge area down there. He says all the Puerto Ricans moved down there because they work. I guess Solivita, and I guess there's grocery stores there now. There's some other stuff there, and that's where they all work.
Yeah. Let's see. Joseph Smith said a coworker here in Ohio rode a Gold Wing and had a heated suit for winter riding. Well, we really didn't need the heated suits because we had the good the good nylon, the denier nylon. I forget what the grade was. It was like 430 or something like that. But you never had to worry about getting cold. You never had to worry about getting wet. And like I said, we were covered. We wore all our gear. But we had the most fun riding around. We really did.
Well, we basically rode around in groups on weekends when we were all off of work. And I think that's what makes it kind of fun is when you can ride around. And I don't like too big of a group either because it gets to be too monotonous.
Yeah.
We had like maybe 3 to 4 bikes on weekends, and that was it.
But something we did do is we had, we were part of the regular Gold Ring group, but we started our own group because a couple of the guys that rode with us did not have Gold Wings. Remember, Charlie had a Kawasaki, and I don't remember the other one. But we started our own group so they could ride with us because that was, one of the criteria is one group or another. But like anybody could ride with us. It was the overnight riders. Because Skip at that time worked for overnight, and most of the other guys did too. But yeah, we had a great time on those bikes. Oh my goodness. And yeah, that is a jack-o'-lantern. I know it's a little early, but that's just stuff sitting in the garage. Oh, and Resta said, I think Racer Girl meaning that real bikers have no need for a bike trailer. They just drive the bike. Well, we know people that trailer their bikes because they don't run far enough to go anywhere.
Well, not that.
And we had a bike trailer to put our stuff in. We
Yeah, we had a trailer that we pulled behind the bike.
Yeah.
We didn't have a trailer that we put the bike on.
Yeah, we didn't trailer the bike. We rode it. But we had, we had lawn chairs, we had coolers and, that kind of stuff when we traveled. So,
Yeah.
so we pulled a trailer. Let's see. And Laura says, watch out for those drivers from Illinois, especially Chicago. They are the worst. They are.
I don't know if they're worse, but when you get around big city like Chicago, it's just, I don't know, it just takes all the fun out of driving anywhere.
Well, I remember years ago when Deb and I used to go out on Wednesday, I always drove. She had an eye problem and she wasn't able to drive. Wow. That almost hurts my ears. But she couldn't drive, so I always drove. And she was real conscious when I was driving. She would talk about my Chicago turns when I was driving. Because I would, I would make a Chicago turn. She said, there you go again. But, okay, Reggie says, with the mowing, I bet Sue can't hear Skip very well either. That is actually better. Yeah, sometimes Wrestler it is. Colleen says it sounds fine. And Carol says the noise isn't that bad. It is to us. I'm glad you guys.
I can't hardly hear her over here.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys aren't hearing it. Laura says she can hear us fine. So loud and clear. Well, good. Mimi says they don't hear the lawn care machine. So, okay, great. Marissa says the parents-in-law are doing fine now. Was an issue with Dad at first, but he has now realized assisted living is needed at 94 in his limitations. Yeah, and I said, you don't ever want to have to put somebody in a place like that unless it's for their well-being. Not just because you don't want to bother with them, but if it's for their well-being. A lot of medical things and the ups and downs, and eventually you get too old to help them get up. And I said, you don't want both of you falling down. So sometimes it's medically feasible to do that. And I said, my neighbor, she went, and at first she didn't like it, but now she's got her card group, and they do arts and crafts, and she's loving it because she never had a big group here in the villages.
Who?
And so, Mom.
Who?
Mom down here.
Mom? Mm-hmm. I don't know Mom.
Deb's mom down here.
The lady that likes to come see Buddy once in a while?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's Buddy.
She's still walking around?
Yeah, she's in assisted living now.
Oh, she's not here?
No, that's what I said. But yeah, she's loving it because she just had her daughter here, so now she's got a whole group that she plays cards with and has dinner with and stuff like that. So she's liking it. But she didn't really get out that much here, so. And they have in those places, a lot of places. I don't know if hers is assisted living or independent living. But some of them have buses and they take bus trips and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay, and Jerry Bell says, you guys are gold wing nuts. We, yeah, we're just plain nuts. But we did love that bike. It gave us something to do every weekend besides sit at the house. We took the dog with us a lot, and we had a really good time. We had some wonderful people that we rode with, and plus I looked at some of their Facebook pages and what they're doing now and all. It's been so long ago, and I said they're doing fine, and I said they're still riding. So, and Barbara says that's a hard call, Laura and Wrestler. We all just do our best, and what's best for them, it's an adjustment for all. It is. It's never easy to do that kind of thing. I mean, I never see anybody jump up and down and say, I want to go to assisted living. But like I said, when it's for their well-being, we were fortunate you didn't have to do that. But like I said, it was close. It really was. So, and I said, when Skip's dad got bad, he had to come up and take care of him because I could no longer lift him, or, I couldn't, a lot of things I couldn't help him with. So Skip went up and stayed with him, and it's a hard job. It's 24/7, no matter who it is. So, oh, thank you, Lee. He says, Buddy has the cutest little puppy face. does he have any puppy friends in the neighborhood? He does. And I said, you ought to see him when we're walking down the street. I walk him in the morning and I walk him in the evening. And we're walking down the street and he sees a dog coming and he starts whining. He wants to play with that puppy. And I said, his girlfriend is a big English sheepdog. If you can believe that. I got a picture of the two of them together. It's unreal.
No.
But he gets up next to her and he whines, whines. But yeah, he's
Here.
plus he's a Shih Tzu, you know, and that he's got the Shih Tzu face with the overbite and everything. But yeah, when he's clean and with a haircut, he looks pretty good. He does get pretty fuzzy at times. Oh yeah, and Laura says, "Rest are good that your father-in-law has realized his limitations. My dad wouldn't even pay for a cleaning lady every other week." Yeah, you know, you get when you get a little age on you, you know, you get that way. You're pretty persnickety, and you don't want anybody messing with your stuff. And Barbara wanted to know if we lived in Henderson, Indiana. No, it was Anderson with an A. Anderson, Indiana. Jerry, I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see the picture of the three-wheeler driving through the floodwater?
Yeah. That's what I was telling you about. They asked that guy, his house was fine. It was on a hill. He wasn't flooded out. They asked him where he was going. He didn't know.
He's just stupid. Wanted to get his picture in the news.
Well, he's an old guy. Old people are generally pretty stupid when it comes to...
He just wanted to get his picture on the news, I think, because that's an expensive
I don't know what he was doing. I watched the whole thing. And
he got 90% through.
he got almost all the way through it, and then you seen his headlights start blinking. That's him hitting the starter because it flooded out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the firemen went out there to get him, and they got him, and they were questioning him. Well, where was you going? I don't know. Why did you leave the house? While you flooded out? He said, no, my house was fine.
Yeah. Laura says, I went to an open house yesterday where the couple had to move back to Illinois after living in the villages for 25 years. The sales agent said they were not happy about leaving the villages. Yeah, 25 years, if you think about that, you know, that's a long time. I mean, I haven't lived in a house for 25 years since I was 16.
Well, you know, some people like it here and some people don't. And to those people, I've always said, it ain't for everybody.
Yeah. But at 25 years, it's home.
They don't watch my channel, or they would have done their due diligence before they bought a house here.
Wow.
And I bring up all the little things that can be irritant to me. Generally speaking, like mowing here. Generally speaking, mowing doesn't bother me that much until we're out here. That's what gets me. I'm out here for 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week. And people want to seem like they want to mow when I'm doing this. And my mind says, he knows I'm doing this.
Rester Manny says, yes, Laura, father-in-law and mother-in-law finally getting to the activities, etc. That really helps when you start being part of the community, even at an assisted living. It does. And that's why I said, you know, the lady down the street here, she found her card group and she gets to do arts and crafts. And I said, she's with a bunch of people. She's not by herself in a room. And that's the hard part, you know, when somebody has to stay. But I've got another friend that she's in independent living. She's in a wheelchair. She's on oxygen. But let me tell you, she gets around. It doesn't stop her at all.
Well, they got a lot of, I don't know if they're assisted livings. They got funny names for some of this stuff. Assisted living, senior care. What do they call the ones where it's like a small apartment in a building that's got 100 small apartments? You have to be able to do your own stuff.
It's independent.
Independent.
Mm-hmm.
And the independents are the ones that would probably interest me more than anything, except for the price, because they're in the villages, and they got golf cart parking underneath the building over here, so you have your own golf cart if you want it. It's protected.
Yeah, and they have several. It's not just one. They have several.
And they have this one over here as one of the greatest bars in the villages that I've seen.
That's
I ain't
true.
kidding you.
All of them, they don't spare any luxury at all. I mean, they're beautiful places, and they have memory care also. And like I said, the way it is, I think it goes to independent, then to assisted, then memory care, and then nursing. So, you know, you covered all your bases there.
There's just a long waiting list to even get in any of them. We're talking years. on a waiting list.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, well, the one I'm talking about where they have the golf cart parking and the bar, and it depends what you said. Well, how much is it? Well, it depends. I asked them about that, and the lady said, "Well, we give you a paper, and on that paper it tells you what is it you want them to do for you. Laundry 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week. I want breakfast only. I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
And depending on what you check on this list is how much it's going to cost you."
Yeah, and I said most places, now not every floor, but most places, that's all separate from your regular monthly fee. If you want laundry done, it's so much
Extra.
extra. If you want somebody to give you your pills, it's so much extra. So you got to figure that in also when you
And
go.
I also
But
think
that's something that the government really should get involved with because it's getting so it's almost impossible unless you've got a large stockpile of money to go to these places anymore.
well, I'm not sure what the reason is why the government does what they do anyway, because the government just screws it up for everybody no matter what. I've said this before. Corporations and government have one thing in common. If they get involved in anything, they screw it up. They always have.
Yeah.
And there's no exception to it. Medicare is screwed up right now because of what? The government. You say, well, no, it's the government. Las Vegas was run by the mob. I was out there and knew some mob people that were part of the mob. They treated me and my buddy that when we went out there to deliver furniture to MGM Hotel when they were first building it, and they treated us fantastic. We had no problems whatsoever. But now the corporation's taken over, and look at Vegas. It's turned into a shithole.
It's a matter of making money. Yeah.
It's all about money when it comes to
yeah.
corporations, and it shouldn't be.
Okay. Barbara wants to know how many times you say buddy.
Buddy?
Counts how many times you say buddy.
Buddy?
Mhm.
Who, what now?
Yeah, like I said when you were hollering at Buddy, 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 Buddy.
Because he doesn't listen. He totally ignores me. He just keeps walking.
Ignores you.
He don't even look. He don't even turn his head to see who's yelling at him. He just
He turned his head then when you said Buddy. Yeah, Jerry says it's a new drinking game now. Laura says, wrestler, that's good, your in-laws.
Listen.
Yeah. He does the pool house. Same guy's doing the pool house.
It's just constant noise. You know, they advertise this as a nice, quiet retirement community. That's bull.
Oh, and Barbara says in next Porch Settin, she's going to count.
She's going to what?
She's going to count how many times you say buddy.
Well, he don't listen.
Yeah. Lee says, have you seen the squares lately? Lots of toddlers and teenagers on the dance floor. Where do they come from? Well, it depends on where you're at.
I'd say their grandchildren, be my guess, most of them.
They had up until, I think last week was like the last week of the village thing with the kids. They have camp villages every year. And I said they have some on the holidays also where there's a couple weeks. And that's where the grandkids come and you go do different things with them. You can do arts and crafts. You can learn to fish, stuff like that. But one of the grandparents have to be with them. But like at that time, a lot of people are down here with their kids. Just before school starts, they're down here with their kids. Now, if you go to the Eastport area, Middleton is right next door, and it's a blended neighborhood. It's got kids there with the school right there. So that's why you see them at Eastport. But the rest of the squares, it's just, like I said, they were participating in camp villages. And so a lot of them were down here for summer break and going to do all the craft things that they do with camp villages. And they have it for young kids. They have it for older kids, different things. A lot of the groups here, the fishing groups, the baton twirlers, the artists, they all volunteer their time for camp villages. So that's why you see so many on the square right now. Okay. And Laura says, I would pay the buddy drinking game, but I have dinner at my new church tonight. Don't want to end up in the Sumter County Jail for DUI. I understand, honey. And Racer Girl says that we should get a trike. We almost had one. We weren't going to get a trike, but we was going to get have a sidecar put on ours so we could take the dog with us to be more comfortable. And we just decided not to keep the bike at the time. So, but yeah, a trike would be what we'd have to have now. No more than we get around. Like I said, we'd have to have at least a trike. Barbara said we had 2 Harleys. It was fun while we had them, but there comes a time. It does, there comes a time when, it's just not smart to do that anymore. So, but I love traveling around the country. I really did. We got to see a lot of places that, on bikes we usually took 2-lane roads. And I said, Skip being a truck driver for years, everything was point to point. So everything was interstate, everywhere we'd go. And so on the bike, we took 2-lane roads. So I seen more of Indiana on that bike than I had the rest of my life because we took 2-lane roads. And I said it was, I loved it. It was wonderful.
We went to it's still there, I think. I forget what it's called now, but there's an ice cream place in Indiana in the middle of frickin' nowhere. And that's where my dad took my mom on a date.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of that place?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Had the Tin Man.
Well, they got all kinds of stuff now. They got a little museum.
No, it's not there anymore, I don't think.
Oh, it ain't?
No.
Oh, too bad.
It was
like
kind of at a
place.
crossroads in the middle of nowhere. But they started out as a small diner, and then an ice cream place, and then they kind of inflated to have a gift shop, and then they started having. Have you seen the big? What do they call it? Like the big tire man. Forget what they call him now.
Big Tire Man.
Big tire man. The big statues. Anyhow, they had a bunch of those in there, and they had a old cars, and it was kind of a museum kind of a place after a while. But yeah, we rode there, and that was a nice place that his dad took his mom for their first date. It was cool.
They had one thing in there I thought was cool. I think it's not you can't find these anywhere else, but you just don't see them everywhere. That for like a quarter, there's a glass case with stuff inside the case so you can't touch it. A piano, a drum, a bugle, just stuff. And for a quarter, all that stuff would start playing a song.
Yeah.
Whatever you call that. And
Yeah,
so I always thought that was kind of neat, the intricate details of how that would even work.
Old man says 25 years living in the villages, it would be impossible to leave. Skipper, your recent video trying to find Sue, I marveled at how clean your neighborhood is, including no cars, trucks out on driveways.
No, I was we lived in a neighborhood where a lady across the street had like 27 kids. I'm exaggerating, I know. Every one of them had to have a car, and every one of them wanted to play basketball in the street. So they would park their cars straight across the street from my house, sometimes blocking our driveway. And I put up with it because I knew I was getting close to retirement and I was going to sell the house anyway. And when I come here, that was the one thing that I looked out for. I mean, we drove around the villages and we checked out neighborhoods for several years. And that was one thing here. I asked straight out about that street parking. And we have never had a problem with it. The problem with street parking here is maintenance workers. Depending on what you're having done, there might be 4 or 5 trucks that have to show up to do something like put a roof on your house, do something to your driveway. I don't know what all, but anyway, and they have to park on the street. There's nowhere else for them to go. But the one thing is here that I don't get either is when somebody wants to come to your house to do some work, like a lot of people here, the lady across the street does, and there's nothing wrong with it. They hire house cleaners to come in and to clean their house. Now, I don't know if that's done by a phone call or it's something that they do on certain days every month. I don't know that. But whenever somebody leaves for a vacation or whatever, half the time they'll call somebody to clean their house while they're gone. So when they come home, the house is clean. I got no problem with that. But the house cleaners will not park their car or whatever they're dragging with them in the driveway. They park out in the street and they'll open a car door to pull out cleaning materials and just leave the car door open out in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and most people know the reasoning for that is because a lot of these people don't have the newer cars. They have older cars. They leak oil, and people complain about them it dripping in their driveway. So that's why they park on the street.
And that's why they leave the car door open?
That part's just stupidity. So, what can I say? But yeah, old man, yeah, it would be when he took pictures, and that's one thing we noticed about when we first came here, because I didn't like Florida. I never did like Florida. I mean, it's all right for vacation, but I never wanted to live here.
You're talking about old Florida.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Old Florida to me looked dirty. And I'm from Indiana.
Well,
we're pig farmers, but it just didn't look like the kind of place that I'd want to live in until we found this place. And I
old Florida, to me, almost all old Florida look like the what do you call it when it's the bad side of town in Indiana? What do you call that?
the ghetto.
Yeah, it looked ghetto-y.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Rednecky ghetto-y.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, we come here, they replant the flowers every 3 months in all your roundabouts and your entryways. They take excellent care of all their landscaping around here. We have a trash pickup twice a week, and they don't allow trash cans. You have to put everything in bags.
See,
And
I don't know who would argue about that. But I've heard other people say, "Oh, you're not allowed to have trash cans here." Like that's been a subject somewhere that somebody says, "I want my trash cans."
Yeah.
Who wants a trash can?
Well, but like I said, I've been places where the trash can's sitting out all week.
Not here.
Yeah, not here because you bag everything. And
If you want to talk about something that's kind of crappy, is when the HOA decides to give out a free newspaper. They throw it in every driveway here. And they do it in the summer months when half of the neighborhood's empty because the snowbirds aren't even here.
yeah. Now, normally, if you have good neighbors, they'll pick it up for you.
But the neighbors shouldn't have to pick that up.
No, they shouldn't. But like I said, it's just the right thing to do. And like I said, there's never been a big issue. But yeah, that does happen. Like I said, when they throw out the phone books, every year you get when you get a phone book, and nobody uses a phone book anymore. They use their phone, look up numbers on the internet. But still, they put out the phone book every year. And
Here's how they
book
get your
actually
phone.
has
Here's
a
how they get
lot.
your phone numbers for everything around here. If you don't want them to have it, when you move in a new area, they're going to give you a piece of paper in your neighborhood. Fill out your name, your phone number, your address, blah blah blah, for the local neighborhood internet system to put you on their mailing list. Leave your stuff off of that because nobody else can get it.
Yeah. A lot of people want people to be able to get
I don't
their
want them
own
having my phone number.
Well,
They sell your phone number to these people that send you shit on the mail.
they've got our home phone number, which we don't have one anymore.
No.
Yeah, so
No.
yeah.
I mean, we have hookup for a home phone. Do they even offer a home phone?
Yeah, but
Or
we don't have
internet?
one anymore. I got rid of them because we
I
had
know that, but do they even offer that anymore?
I think I haven't asked about one, so I don't know. But I
So
think
in other words, if I called, who are we, Spectrum? If I called Spectrum, tell them I want a home phone, I probably have a home phone number assigned to this house already.
yeah,
It's just not activated.
yeah. Hmm.
I don't know, that just seems a little bit behind schedule. Like you don't even need to put a phone line in unless they need that for internet. Maybe that's what they need it for, is the internet.
When the old man says, "Skipper, be nice to your pooch," he does. Look at that dog. I mean, he's spoiled rotten.
Rotten.
I said, and Skip says all kinds of, don't listen to anything he says. Watch what he does. Just don't listen to him at all. His mouth runs all the time. But like I said, he babies that dog worse than I do. So, yeah, see, the dog knows. Rester says, yes, Sue, at the place parents-in-law are at, they actually called assisted living, the personal care section. There are different levels of assistance you can pay for, very similar concept. Yeah, and like I said, all those places that, what gets me is
my point about all that is the average assisted living around here, from what I'm hearing, is between $5,000 and $7,000 per month. Medicare ain't paying that.
But that's just it. It's not just here.
Ain't my
It's
point.
everywhere.
Who can afford $5,000 to $7,000 a month unless you've got $1 million?
That's what I said. It's everywhere. And I said to have come up with that kind of money, everything that you've ever had in your life is probably going to go to your care and your final years.
Not me. It ain't happening.
Well, we'll see.
It ain't.
But and we never know when it's going to happen to us. I mean, nobody expects to go to these places. Nobody wants to go to these places. That's what he said. But
My
sometimes
dad didn't want to go. He didn't go. I'm
he
telling you, I'm
didn't
not
have to.
going.
He didn't have to.
That's right. We took
But
care of him. So somebody will be flying their ass down here and taking care of me.
yeah, who can you figure that out?
I don't know. Somebody I can get into it. Skippy probably, or maybe
Yeah, you probably could.
maybe Jesse.
Yeah, Michelin Man. That's what it is. The Michelin Man. They had
Michelin Man.
had a big statue like that there, and I said and several other antiques there. But really cool little place, out in the middle of nowhere. You know.
Seems to me it had a train.
Yeah, they did. They had a train at one time. They took rides around there, but after a while they did.
I mean, a full-size train, didn't they?
And
It didn't go anywhere. Part of like the museum thing where you could get up in it, walk around. And
yeah, yeah.
where are you going?
Um,
There's nothing over there.
BJ says, "Are there any A&W root beer stands anymore? I bet it would be hugely popular."
There is in Anderson, Indiana.
Yeah, remember the roll down window
There's
trays?
an A&W root beer and a B&W root beer.
Yeah, yeah. And that
It's
one
been that way for years, and I don't think one has anything to do with the other one.
now.
One
No.
of them has homemade root beer.
Yeah, that was the A&W.
The A&W.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And and I was always a hot dog freak, so going to the root beer stand and getting you a hot dog and a root beer.
Yeah, and they named a sandwich after me.
Yeah.
A&W did. The Billy Bob. Remember I used to pull up there and offer Billy Bob? People say, "Well, what is that?" I said, "I don't know, but when I was blowing snow, that was the only place open at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would pull in there, a Roberty Bob." That's what it was, Roberty Bob.
Roberty Bob, yeah.
And I'd pull up there, and I was just joking with her one day, and I said, "I want one of them Roberty Bob sandwiches and some root beer and blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And then she came back, and she's at the window, it says, "What did you want?" I said, "Oh, Roberty Bob," and I forget why I said that. I don't remember. There was a reason why. And she just laughed. She says, "I'll remember that." She said, "You order Roberty Bob." She said, "Now I'll know it's you." And so every time I went in there, I ordered me a Roberty Bob sandwich.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, Gina Bina. Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, kiddo? And Rich A said the other side of the tracks. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what I was talking about when I said that.
You're talking about nursing homes. Well, assisted living. They don't like using nursing
No,
homes.
it was before that. But Laura says, the mobile groomer for my doggy parks in the driveway of the courtyard villa I am renting. The van the groomer drives is pretty large.
Let me ask you something, Laura, because I read your thing on Discord, which that kind of shocked me. I think that guy was just trying to make a sale, and he just said that because I don't believe what he said to you at all.
Yeah.
Do you like the courtyard villa, the stucco and everything? I mean, I know you've rented a lot of stuff around here. Do you see a major difference in the stucco built courtyard compared to anything else you've rented? I was always thought, nobody told me, I just always think that the stuccos are probably better built, better insulated, a little quieter inside than a stick-built home, which is what I got. Now, I haven't had a problem here, but I don't know if it's true or not because I've never stayed in a stucco home. Have I?
Mm-hmm.
No. The house we rented off the lady from Scotland, that wasn't a stucco,
No.
was it? No. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Carol Madigan says hi. And Gina Bina says, overall, love the villages. What's not to love? I mean, it's one of those places where, like I said, you can actually sit down and say, this is home. And like I said, the first time I said that, I realized that's when I was ready to move. And when I said I wanted to go home. And it's hard because, I was born and raised in Indiana. And I do love Indiana. And I love the greenery there more than anything. The grass, the trees, the cornfields. They always say, let's see, is there anything, no, I can't even think of it now. It's a...
The women in the villages are nuts.
more than corn in Indiana. That's the saying. Yeah, and I said that's true. I said, it's not just an outpost. It's not just a outback.
That's not a saying. That is actually an advertisement for an amusement park just north of Indianapolis.
Yeah, it was for
There's
the dunes.
more than corn in Indiana.
It's an advertisement for the dunes.
What's the name of the park?
Dunes State Park.
It's an
Indiana
amusement
Dunes?
park. No. Indiana Beach.
Indiana Beach.
Google it.
Okay, but anyhow, yeah, like I said, I always loved it. But like I said, after I was down here a while, like I said, this was home, and I've never lived anywhere that I didn't feel safe, and I feel safe here. And like I said, we moved a lot, but like I said, I've always felt safe where we was at. And like I said, when I got that feeling here, and that's when I wanted to be here. But like I said, we looked at this place a long time ago when we come down here looking at tons of places. I mean, we went all over Florida looking at retirement places because we knew eventually we were going to come to Florida. We just didn't know where.
Well, we were looking as a snowbird.
Yeah.
We were always going to be a snowbird because we had little grandchildren up there and we wanted to be able to go home and come down and go home. I always thought that'd be the perfect way of doing it until you really get really close to retirement. And then the fact hits you is like, wait a minute, if I have to hire somebody to make sure that the furnace is working. I have bills up here to pay, property taxes to pay, insurance to pay, somebody to mow the grass if I'm not here.
Yeah.
So we just decided we'll just sell everything here, buy something down there, and if we're going snowbird, we'll snowbird backwards.
And the kids moved away from us.
Oh yeah, everybody moved away from us.
Yeah, everybody. Well, Skippy didn't, but
Maybe that ought to tell us something.
yeah, but like I said, we do still have one granddaughter down here, but like I said, the rest of them are all over the place. So it didn't make sense for us to stay in one place. And Barbara says they have the same mowing situation here. Starts on Tuesday and goes through Sunday. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. We wish we could get them all to get one person to do it, but you just never know when they fall out with their lawnmower. They're paying them, so it's up to them who they want to do it. So I just.
But if you've got one guy, listen, this is not science here. He mows grass. That's what he does. All mowers do the same job. They mow grass. And if you got one guy that's doing a good job and he's reasonably priced compared to everybody else, why wouldn't 4 or 5 of you get together and just hire the same guy?
Well, like I said, we had 3 right in a row, and
at one point we did.
Mom
We
was
had,
5.
and then this guy died, and they moved. That guy moved, and then this guy over here, a new guy moved in, and so everybody has this idea that I want this guy. Everybody wants something different. I don't want to get a white car. He's got a white car. I don't want to get a green car. He's got a green car. Everybody. I don't want to get an American car, so I'm gonna buy a Japanese car.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
wants to have something different, and it don't make no sense to me at all.
Yeah. And BJ said she hadn't seen a A&W stand in years. Yeah, and
Where does she live at?
she's in Wisconsin.
Well, nobody goes to Wisconsin. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Well, there is the pie place, but I can never remember the name of it.
Oh yeah, and that's not actually. Well,
It is in Wisconsin.
yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't remember now. I always have to ask Mike where it's at because I can't never remember.
It's a great little town. They got grass. There's a history to the town. It's like from Nova Scotia or some. I don't know. There's grass on the roofs of houses. We actually saw a house with a goat on the roof eating the grass. That's how I keep it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then this place was a cafeteria, and then there's this world famous pie place. I've never heard of it until her brother told us about it. And when we went in there, I got the smell of food, so we had to have a lunch. We ate lunch, and then got pie as a dessert. Not a whole pie, a piece of pie for dessert. And I got to tell you, man, I'd go back again.
Yeah, homemade pie. Yeah. Barbara wants to know how's Linda and Judy doing.
Linda, we don't hear from her too much. She's busy. She's got a life here. I mean, she takes golf lessons, learning how to play golf, and then she has to take care of Frank. Frank's got some medical issues, so she takes care of Frank, and does the grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff. Shut up. Come here. You want to go in the house?
You're getting too hot, baby.
He won't stay in there. I'll take him in there. He won't stay in there.
Well.
Oh God, I can't get up.
I see him panting, so maybe it's just.
You want to go in the house?
I'm going to go in the house, baby. Yeah, just getting too warm out here for him, I think. Yeah, and I said Linda stays pretty busy. She's got a lot
in here, ain't it?
And Judy, every once in a while, she does too. She belongs to several groups, so she goes with the ladies to do this and do that.
Treat.
They play cards and go out for lunch and things like that. And then she usually comes. I have a ladies' lunch every month. She usually comes to that. Me and her went down and tried the new restaurant in Middleton the other day called Zanzibar. Really cute place. I mean, it's really, really nice. And they had, and I had pictures of it on Discord, but they had what they call an endless summer salad. And I was dying for a salad because with this lettuce thing that they've had, with everybody getting sick, I never took any chances. I didn't want anything to do with a salad.
You wanted to be in here.
Even though it was only the lettuce that seemed to be a problem. But still, I hadn't had a salad in a long time, and I was just dying for one. But this salad had kale, and it had chickpeas. It had dried tomatoes, the sun-dried tomatoes. It had quinoa, just all kinds of vegetables in this salad. And then,
Want to go?
and then it had a citrus vinaigrette on it. Very, very, very good. I mean, that was just right down my alley. You know, that's just something that I really, really wanted. So like I said, me and her just went for lunch because I needed to get out of the house, and so did she. So, but but yeah, they're doing just fine. Racer Girl says some old security systems run on a landline. In California, you could pick your own phone number, and mine was 44 Racer. How cool is that, Racer Girl?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think these houses have got a phone number already assigned to them because if you get internet like we got through Spectrum, I think they use that to get to, because we don't have the laser, whatever that's called,
Mm.
where the light goes through the wire. What's that called?
Uh,
I'm not sure. Well, they do. They because Sorghum's got it. Sorghum. Sorghum?
Sorgan.
Whoever.
Yeah, they have it.
They
Sorry,
have it.
Paul.
And I think he told me though he was CenturyLink.
Yeah, I think that's the only one. There, some of the others are getting it, but a lot of there you can't get just any uh, system down here.
Now, well, each district, I don't know how it works, but each district somehow they have to accept who's going to come in and do anything.
Right.
I'm saying we have this. If your neighborhood don't have that system, whatever that's called, whatever that's called, that with that it's got the light that goes through it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever that's called. There's a neighborhood I did on the news a couple months ago about it, and the neighborhood looked like a war zone. And trust me, if they want to install that in your neighborhood, whether you want it or not, I don't even know if you have a say so about it. They're going to come through your neighborhood and tear up
Fiber optic. Thanks, you wrestler.
They're going to tear up the road. They're going to tear up your sidewalk. They're going to tear up your driveway. It's just a mess.
Yeah, do they still do it that way?
That's the last. No, well, almost all the neighborhoods has got it now. We've got it. It's just CenturyLink. You can't get it through Spectrum. And if Spectrum puts it in, I don't know how that would work.
Well, I know that there's a box in your garage that's usually already ready for a hookup, whatever you're going to put in. But
Probably that fiber optics.
Yeah.
It's here, but there's older neighborhoods up north. This is before fiber optics was even invented, I think.
Mm.
And they're getting it put in, and they showed pictures of it, and people was all raising hell, saying this is terrible. Look at this. We can't even get down our own road. And I'm looking at that going, did you people do your homework on any of this? Did you ask questions during their meetings before they did this?
Yeah.
Did you say, how's this going to be done? What kind of inconvenience is this going to be? Sometimes people, they ask for something without even knowing exactly anything about it.
Oh, old man says Skipper's a pushover and a great guy. Well, don't let his head get too big, old man. Rest says got to get going if we want to get the yard done before we leave. Been fun later all. Well, be careful. Don't work too hard, Wrestler. I know you got a long drive today, so
Yeah.
take it easy.
Eat some meat.
Yeah. Yeah, eat some meat. We won't tell on you. Oh my goodness. Oh man says, guys up in Illinois, we are paying $11,000 for in-home care for mother-in-law. My wife and I were able to help with my parents and wife's dad.
How much is in-home care?
$11,000.
Jesus.
That's what I mean. It's getting really. I mean, I know most of these places are privately owned.
Well, you can
And
buy
so
insurance
Yeah.
for that.
My son worked at a place that was basically assisted living, but it was a resort. I mean, it was the darndest thing you ever seen. I mean, really. But it was for people that they had some really high incomes. And so I think it was like 20,000 a month, something like that. And I said, who ever heard of something like that? But they have them. But like I said, most of them are like I said, they're privately owned.
But I
and
think
so
some
they
of these
kinda-
places, there's secrets to getting a really good deal. And that's what I like to find out. What's the secret? And the only ones that can tell you that are the people getting the good deal. And they're not talking.
Yeah. Lee wants to know if the pet alert sign on your window is from the local fire station. Yes. When
What, that sticker over there?
Yeah, when they have the Hurricane Expo, you go to the Hurricane Expo and they have all these vendors in there, and they give you a bag, and you can collect at all these tables. Each one of them is there for a different purpose, and they have all different kinds of things, and that come in one of the bags that I got from the Humane Society. And I said, and it's a sticker for the fire department to know that you have a pet in case something happens. There's also one on the front door, but they said put it in a place that would be seen a lot.
I should get a T-shirt made.
For what?
Says I'm the pet.
You're the pet.
That way, if it gets on fire, they'll come and get me first.
All right. But yeah, yeah. They give a lot of stuff away at those expos, and I usually said I'm a cheapskate, so free stuff, that's a good thing for me. I bring home a whole bag, and it's got rulers and sanitizer, and especially during the
They do that on the fireboard whenever they have the fire things here, and then when they have the hurricane seminars, they give away tons of free stuff. And if you buy a new house, I don't know where it is now, but they'll give you a date and a time at one of the rec centers in the newer area that you're in, and you go there, and it's just an aisle. They give you a bag, and you just go down.
and they have a seminar for new people, for newbies.
Right.
And I said, and at that seminar, you've got your cable people, you've got your phone people, all those people there, and they have giveaways. And so I collect all that stuff. But some of it come in pretty handy because they had when we had COVID, they had little bitty small bottles of disinfectant that one that was a spray bottle that I could put in my purse. It was easy to carry. You couldn't find it in the grocery store. They had the big bottles. But like I said, they had a small spray bottle, which they really come in handy.
I think that depends on how big your purse is.
Well, my purse isn't that big. So.
But some people carry around a suitcase.
Well, yeah, I'm too old to carry around a suitcase. Actually, my purse is bigger than what I'd like now. But since I got to take my glasses and my phone, I had to get a bigger purse.
There's a lady I watch on YouTube. I swear to God, I think her arm is frozen in this position. She has this luggage thing hanging off her arm here, and she's always walking around like this.
When I use my backpack sometimes. I've got a couple really nice backpacks, and I use them sometimes if I'm going, like out to the flea market, and all where I'm walking around a lot, and I need both hands. If you're looking at tags and stuff, you need both hands, and so I use my backpack a lot.
Hey, who's the governor of Indiana?
Oh,
isn't it funny? Isn't it funny the things you don't know when you move out of your state?
I know. I just can't think of his name.
When we lived in Indiana, we always knew who the governor was.
Yeah, he's Abbott.
Hell, I don't know.
Well,
that was my question.
Yeah, I don't know. Laura says the courtyard villa is a nice home as a rental, very quiet, but I don't prefer a courtyard villa. But the block and stucco construction is very quiet. And yeah, that's what I've heard. And
I've also heard that block and stucco was easier to cool down on a hot day than a stick-built home like ours.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But somebody that's been in both would know.
Arrestor said, before I go, just for your information, here in Pennsylvania, nursing home is different than assisted living. Nursing home assumes full assistance with all your activities of daily living, including walking you to the bathroom. Yes. Yeah, and the assisted living, like I said, is just kind of what is necessary at the time. You have your meals either brought to you or they have a dining room. And like I said, you can go down for crafts and stuff like that. Their nursing homes is mainly for people that can't get out and about. And
I thought that's what they called hospice.
Well, no, that's if you're toward the end, yeah.
Well,
but it's a different
it's
entity.
Generally used toward the end. But if you really investigate hospice, first of all, we were told it only worked for 6 weeks.
That's what we were told, yeah.
It's not true at all.
I know.
And they say, well, you always use that toward the end. That's true, but that's not all they do.
Yeah.
They come in like somebody that breaks a leg, they can't walk around at all, and they need somebody to come in and do whatever they need to have done. Hospice may do that for you.
Yeah, but to qualify for hospice, they have certain criteria.
Well, they got to got to be qualified, but they do all that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a difference in the assisted, the independent, the assisted, and the nursing care. Yeah. And like I said, and memory care is kind of in between those two, because you could be fully functional, but have all.
What I'll need. I'll need memory care.
Yeah.
I forget so much shit.
Yeah.
I walk out in the other room and going, what the hell did I come out here for?
Everybody does that.
That's memory. Your memory's a short.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody does that at our age. That's not a big deal.
Really? How about where did I put my fork? I was just here. I had the fork. I set it down somewhere.
That might be a problem. The problem is if you forget what a fork is for. That's the difference.
Well, that's when you forget your address.
Yeah, if you
But
forget where your fork is, that's not a big deal. But
yeah,
if you
when
forget
we
what a
took
fork is,
Dad in for examinations after Mom passed, we really didn't know what was the matter with him. Mom never told us. Blah blah blah. They'd ask simple questions. They'd ask Dad, "Do you know what date it is?" Well, sometimes I'm not sure what day it is either.
I don't think any of us are.
How many times have I asked you, is today Tuesday?
Yeah, I know. I have to look at my phone.
How about a cop? DUI, pulls you over, and he wants to do the drug test or the drinking test, the heel to toe. I know half of the test is following instructions. And people that want to talk when the cops talking, they're not going to follow instructions because they don't know how to shut up long enough to listen. But I love to watch them shows. But he'll say, count 9 steps, turn around and come back, blah, blah, blah. And she just keep your hand to your side. That's a big one. They never keep their hand to their side. Their hands are always up here flailing around somewhere.
Bye, wrestler.
But I don't drink. I don't get drunk. Well, I do drink, but I don't get drunk and carry on like that. But with my walking getting a little flaky, the other day I was in the bathroom, the main bathroom, the big bathroom, and I thought, I wonder if I can do that. If a cop was to pull me over today and say I need you to do that heel toe thing, I'd say okay, because I wouldn't argue about it. Okay. I tried in the bathroom. Good thing the wall is there.
Did you grab the sink?
Yeah.
Grab the door?
I can't even do it.
Yeah. Laura says, I was surprised that a VLS sales rep said that 2-bedroom and a 1.5 car garage is difficult to sell. Yeah, he was,
I think he was just trying to make a sell in this other house. I'm not too sure how it works, but that's not true. They're
Yeah.
not difficult to sell. They're usually cheaper. They usually go to snowbirds, not necessarily, but I'm just saying most generally
a lot of people with animals like to get the courtyards.
because you turn them loose in the back.
Yeah. And I say it's still a no.
Hey, listen, if I died tomorrow, there's a good chance that Sue would sell this place and end up with a courtyard.
I'd end up in Indiana.
Yeah?
I said I'd end up in Indiana.
Oh, I always told everybody you figured on staying here till you're dead.
Well, probably, but like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to go to the home.
What home?
Assisted living.
Nah, Jenny won't let you do it.
No, yeah, she would, but she'd come visit me. but yeah, but I don't like to talk about that crap. But yeah, for him to say that, and like I said, maybe he's had a hard time selling them. Maybe he's not that great a realtor. You never
Ask
know.
him how long he's been a real estate salesman here in the Villages.
But I do think where it's at makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah, where it's at. Like I said, if you're thinking about coming down here and buying one, remember that you get a lot of good buys on the used houses.
What'd you do with it?
But like I said,
Buddy.
The older neighborhoods are harder to, they're harder to get acclimated to, because the people are older. They don't do the activities anymore. They don't golf anymore. They don't pick a ball anymore, that kind of thing. And where I think you probably want to stay close to, not into, but close to the age range. And so like I said, where you live does make a difference. Now, how far north you'll go. Now, the historic area, it's turned over to where there's all ages up there.
I think a lot of that would just depend what do you want to be close to.
Yeah.
It's a simple question. People just make it too complicated.
But I just mean as far as resale value on things, it pays to pay attention.
If you're 87 years old and you're going to move to a villa because your house is too big or whatever, I don't think the idea of taking care of something is the problem.
Oh, I just got a heat alert on my phone.
I got that last night for Wildwood today.
Yeah.
Heat alert. We've been getting a lot of them here lately.
Yeah.
In triple digits.
So the feel like temperature on my temperature gauge in the house was 103 a while ago. So, David Williams says, "Hey from Seattle. Hey Seattle, what's it doing up there?" I said, "Have you got
battling fires?"
Battling fires or rain? And in Sailor Dude, yes, we are hot. But like I said, we've got a nice wind blowing through here, and we've got the fan on. We've got the awning out, and so really it's humid. It's very, very humid.
Yeah.
Because I feel sticky. But as far as the heat goes, it's doable. as Jose says, porch sweating. Yeah.
It is. no doubt. And if you think this kind of heat every day for months is a problem, you should do a lifestyle visit in the summer and make sure this is where you want to be in the summer.
Catherine Jacobson says, now, Skip, the Green Bay Packers are there and beer and lots of beer, Wisconsin.
Who's the Green Bay Packers?
Okay. I remember Laverne and Shirley, and they were working at a beer factory. The Schlemiel Schlemazel.
We used to go to Fond du Lac all the time, at least once a year.
And Lee Meadows says, isn't Door County lovely in Wisconsin? I'm sure it is. I don't recollect Door County, but we've been there. I know.
Where?
Door County in Wisconsin.
Only thing I know about Wisconsin is I used to deliver it once in a while to some beer warehouse in Milwaukee. I think it was Falstaff. And then we used to go to Fond du Lac in the camper with Dad and Charlie and stuff to go fishing up there for walleye.
Yeah, yeah, and I
I
think
think
that
that's
was
about
in.
all I ever
I
did
think
up
that was
there.
in Door County. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. Old man says, Skipper, you got that right. Kids in Illinois, North Carolina, and Florida. I may need to buy your RV at that point. Yeah, that's just it. You make your rounds because everybody's in different places. And our oldest son, he still lives in Indiana, but he's in Fort Wayne in the northern part of Indiana. But the rest of them is just, there's one down here. There's
2 or 3 of them in
two or
North
three of them in
Dakota.
North Dakota, and the great grandkids are in North Dakota. We've got 2 in Indiana, but like I said, those are the ones that we don't know.
Jessie? What are you
No,
talking about? She's in
Hallie's
Indiana.
kids. I said great grandkids.
Oh, great grandkids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just one of those things. Used to you didn't live that long that you could because like I said, Jason's our great grandson, and he's a few years he'll be a teenager. So.
But it's strange, I mean, we knew Jason was around. They sent us pictures on the phone, email, stuff like that. When Nixon got married last year we went up there for her wedding, and we actually got to see Jason and to sit down and spend time with him while we were there. We did this once before. We went out to dinner, but his grandparents, I think, adopted him. Anyway, they're the ones taking care of him. It's a long story. And they're of some faith where it's kind of strange to me anyway. The electric cars.
Yeah, Amazon.
Stops at her house almost every day. Almost every day.
Yeah.
How much shit can you buy?
A lot.
See that kid running up there?
Mm-hmm.
He's in training. That's why he's running. He's trying to impress that guy in the truck because the guy in the truck makes notes.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the electric vehicles they use around here. Actually, I kind of like them. They're quiet. They don't disturb anybody.
I can't figure out how Buddy can tell. Yeah. I mean,
Look at him.
The FedEx truck and the mail truck and all, they make a lot of noise, but that Amazon truck's electric and it doesn't make any noise. He still knows when it comes around the corner. You can't hear it, but he can tell.
He hears crap. I don't even know what he hears.
Yeah. Got to be in the 603 says there's an A&W in Lake George, New York, in the Adirondacks. Well, those are franchise places, and I said the original A&Ws they had, they always had the homemade root beer and the plumpest hot dogs I've ever seen. And now, like I said, you look at the hot dogs; they're about the size of a pencil, and the root beer is kind of watered down. So they're not what they used to be, but a lot of things aren't. I'm not either. So
I'm not
yeah,
sure which one in
see that many.
Anderson was the best, B&W or A&W.
Yeah.
Whichever
One was on one side of town, one was on the other.
Yeah, but the one I went to was in like downtown Anderson, next to the railroad tracks.
Okay, that would have been B&W.
B&W.
A&W's on the bypass.
Okay, it was B&W. I think. Well, I could have went to both of them though, because I had contracts all around Anderson. So I don't know.
Yeah, but that homemade root beer was so refreshing. My son still makes his own root beer, but he makes it with his beer equipment. But yeah, the homemade root beer is just out of sight. Really, really good. Laura says Jana Ray.
The first McDonald's that I think anywhere. I won't say in Indianapolis because I don't know, but the first McDonald's at Anderson was the one right downtown, and it's still there.
Yeah.
Unless they tore it down, but it was the old where they had the sign and it had the neon guy out front with the neon, make it look like a guy was walking.
Yeah.
And I think they used to advertise nickel hamburgers, 3 for 15 cents.
Something like that. I don't know.
It's them little ones.
Yeah, it was a long time
Which
ago.
I don't even think they even offer them
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, but before they knew it as a slider. Yeah, but yeah, that was a long time ago. Laura says Jana Raber, an MLS agent, reviews a restaurant every week. She raved about Zanzibar in Middleton 2 weeks ago. It was very good. I got to tell you, that sometimes it's hard for me to find something on a menu that I care for. And I really, as soon as I seen this, and you have a choice, you could get just the salad, or you can have shrimp on it, or chicken on it, or
But was it worth the price?
It was to me, yes. It was worth every bit. Because I said that very seldom you get that mix of vegetables the way they had it. And the waitress we had, she was super. I mean, she really was really, really good. She asked a lot of questions about us. And like I said, we asked her a lot of questions too about where she lived and what have you. Because a lot of these people that work here don't, of course, they're younger people. They don't live in the villages. And she told us kind of her whole life story, but really, really nice girl. And so we had a good lunch. I really, really enjoyed it. Laura says last year AT&T dug up a lot of my former HOA in Chicago, putting in fiber optic. AT&T did clean up the mess eventually. They do. If you keep them, like I said, keep them on their toes. That's because sometimes if they don't do something, call them. And I said they'll make them come back and do it. We had that happen before, and I said sometimes the guys doing the cleanup did as little as they could get by with. So.
Well, remember, something was going on around here. I forget what it was. Anyway, and I went out there to check the box. Well, when this guy next door over here moved in, he had everything hooked up, the cable or whatever he got. Well, when they left, I went back there to find out what was going on because, like I say, there's something going on my computer or something that I've never had a problem with. And I went out there and looking. Well, when they took the box apart over here to hook this guy up and hook everything up, he just took the box and everything and just kind of threw it in the bushes back there.
Yeah.
And there was just nothing.
Yeah.
So I called Jimenez. I think his name was Jimenez.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Xander.
Our guy. Come to find out, it was Spectrum over here. And I told him what was going on. And I don't know what he did. He got a hold of somebody. He said, I'll get back with you. He never did get back with me, but within a half an hour, somebody showed up out here and they went back there and put everything back together.
Yeah. And now we're having a problem with a bunch of tree limbs and stuff that's sitting back there. It's not ours. I don't know who, which one of the yard guys back there left it, but it's not ours. I know that.
Left it where?
It's right back there in our bushes. When they mowed, they've moved it around to where it's in our yard now, but it wasn't in our yard to start with. So
well, it'd be one or two people. It'd be this lady right behind us, which it could be because she doesn't pay attention to who.
She's not there most of the time.
But she don't pay no attention to what's going on.
No.
And then the people or lady over here in the corner, you say they just sold that house.
Yes.
It could have come from there. There's nobody there, and they don't care.
Well, I seen him trimming that bush back there on the other side of ours, and I think that's who it belongs to, but I'm not for sure. But I ain't picking it up. I left it there, and they just keep moving it around. But it's always they move it to our property, so I don't know what I guess I should throw it away, but it's the principle of the thing.
Women in my neighborhood are nuts.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Rich A says here in PA, power and cable lines are above ground. Last Wednesday, 1 hour after your show, a truck took out the fiber optic line. No TV, house phone, or internet until 9:30 p.m. That's one thing I like about here. Everything's underground. The last 2 hurricanes we've been through, we didn't lose TV, we didn't lose lights, nothing, because everything's underground here. And I suppose every once in a while, if we do lose power, it's because somebody dug up.
I'm going to say it's usually something stupid.
Yeah.
Like somebody, without checking with the power company, hired Farmer John down the road to bring a backhoe in his yard. He decided he's going to build his own swimming pool. And they cut a line.
Yeah, that's about the only way we lose power here. So
and let me tell you, that's an expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay for it.
Wow. But yeah, the fiber optic line. I've heard people say how wonderful it is, but there's only certain companies that offer it here, and I said we're happy with what we got, so we're not changing
Yeah, but
anything.
what I'm saying is, not every district will have that company.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
Somehow they sold rights to different districts.
right.
One district may be CenturyLink, another district, AT&T is another one with fiber optics. And so when you go,
Spectrum.
yeah. So
Uh,
just because you know that Spectrum offers it in that neighborhood doesn't necessarily mean if you go to another district, it's going to be offered there,
right.
which is stupid. I know, but that's the way it is.
And we had for years we had Xfinity, and this Xfinity was fine as far as the cable went, but
Yeah.
their service is insane. I mean, you could not get if you get anybody on the phone after calling for 2 hours, you got somebody that said, and unless they try to fix it over the phone, you'll have to pay for the service call. I've never heard of that before, but that's what they told me the last time. So, uh, anyhow, we changed to Bright House, and then Bright House sold out to Spectrum, so that's why we're with Spectrum now.
Spectrum's worked out.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
worked
saying
out
it's the
real good.
greatest in the world as far as service and stuff goes. Everybody wants to do service on the internet.
Mhm.
You know, we said, we have customer service. Well, how do I get to that? Go to www dot. Come on.
Yeah. And I said, with
Come here.
the
Come here.
Xfinity, it was like that. You couldn't get a person, and if you did, it
Yeah.
was a recording. And I said it would take 2 hours to actually get to a service person. And I said, and that person was the one that told me that we have to try to resolve it over the phone. So that's another hour of doing the same thing you've already done, unplugging and this, that, and the other, and it never works. And so yeah, it was time to get rid of it. And then the funny thing was when we changed, they didn't like the idea, I guess, because like a week after we changed, we come home and didn't have any service at all. And so I called and they sent somebody out, and the Xfinity had come out and cut the wires and hooked theirs
Yeah.
back up.
Well, we call it Spectrum because that's who we signed up with.
Mm.
Spectrum came here and looked at it, and under the ground, he says, somebody cut the wire. Because from the box to our house, I don't know how any of this works. Technically, I don't know if that's my property or not. When Spectrum comes out and hooks the wire in that box out here, and then runs the wire underground and it connects it to my house. Once it's connected to my house, do I own it? Or do I own it from that box in? And then from that box out, they own it. I don't know. But he come in and told us, he said, apparently they weren't very happy with you for changing service. As to why. He said, well, they cut your wire. And what? So he took me and showed me. He said, yeah. He said, here, because they're color coded. Our wire is orange. And he said, there it is in the ground, about 6 inches down. They cut it and then buried it.
Yeah.
And so he just run a new wire. We've been fine ever since. But I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it just seemed kind of weird.
Yeah, yeah, especially being like a week after we, changed services. But anyhow, like I said, we're happy with what we got. Xander, was the guy that helped us, and he was wonderful.
Xander.
And then I said, we've got his phone number, and I said, we have a problem, we call him. We probably shouldn't call him. We probably should call somebody else.
Yeah.
But like I said, we've called him, and he always gets it fixed just like that. So we're really happy with it.
He takes care of it. Like my grandpa said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Oh, and you guys, you like those lakeshore cottages? I did too. I mean, that's when Deb actually did her lifestyle visit in one of those cottages when they first come here, believe it or not. And I didn't even know that they'd done that at any time, because always before they were corporate places, corporate retreats. But then I guess they used it for the lifestyle visits for a while. I did not know that until she told me. But yeah, those places, it's just, my head says Nantucket, Cape Cod, that kind of thing when you see those houses. And they had front porches. Everybody should have a front porch. That's just my opinion. But yeah,
Well, you sold that one. I think it was a cottage up there at Lake Sumter for over $1 million.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the ones the girls are talking about. Yeah.
Holy crap! I'm not paying that for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what side the house was.
Location.
Yeah. Laura says, my dad was on hospice the last 4 months before he passed, and the hospice nurses and healthcare aides were angels on earth. They are. And I said,
took care of my dad really well.
They helped us so much because, they've had enough training, like how to move a person, how to roll them over, stuff like that. And me without any strength in my arms.
But anytime Dad would want to sit up, He couldn't. Hard. It was hard. And I would set him up, and he would always kind of give it a little, or that's what's married. Well, that kind of hurt. So I was telling the hospice nurse about it, and she told me you never want to pull him up by the arms ever, because the muscles are retracting because he's going through a death cycle, and when you pull it, it hurts to pull that muscle. And so she was showing me how you can take part of the pillow and raise him up. You take the bed sheet and raise him up, or you can just scoop him up like a baby, kind of like setting him up. Because as they sit in this hospital bed, as time goes on, they nap, they wake up, they nap, they wake up. And in Dad's case, he always wanted to get up, which he couldn't even walk, but he kept trying to get up. And as time goes on, he scoots down into the bed. And so you got to get him back up there. And I think I was hurting him, and I didn't want to, and I didn't know what to do. So when the hospice nurse showed up, I told her. She explained a lot of stuff to us that we didn't know.
That's what, yeah. And I said I went to a couple seminars on Alzheimer's, and I said they taught me a lot of things that I did not know, and so they come in handy for that. They really do. And I said they were wonderful. I mean they put up with a lot of stuff because of course people with Alzheimer's, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying, and so some of the things they get into is nasty business.
Well, I think the one thing about Alzheimer's is everybody knows as time goes on, your memory fades. You forget who you're talking to. You forget you have children. You forget where you live. You forget how to drive. That's all true. But there's a lot of things you forget. In Dad's situation was kind of a blessing. He forgot what pain was. And we kept asking him all the time, saying, because they ask us, is he having any pain? Because apparently he should be having pain. And I'd ask us, Dad, do you have any pain of any kind at all? Nope. Feel fine. She said, well, we're going to send you this morphine or whatever it was anyway, just in case. That's okay. And then every day I'd ask him, Dad, how you feeling? I feel okay. Are you hungry? I can eat a bit. You have any pain? Nope. He never had any pain.
Yeah, thank God for that. But that's one of those things I was really glad that he forgot. So, Lee Meadows says, I retired early and haven't cared about what day it is since then. It's a retirement benefit. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So if a cop pulls you over and starts asking you about stuff because he suspects you might have been drinking, some of these things make you say, well, do you know where you live? Or what day is this? And as an old person, I'm going, I don't think I can pass this test.
Yeah, even what year it is a stretch. So, yeah.
Somebody sent me a happy birthday thing this year. I forget who it was on Facebook, and I wish they'd quit. I don't do Facebook. Stop sending me stuff on Facebook. But somehow it ended up in my email too. So maybe they realized, oh shoot, and they sent it. I'm looking at that going, my birthday today? What date? What's the date?
Yeah, and I've got everything written on my calendar, but that's the problem. You go to the calendar, and what day do you go to? Because I have a test Thursday, and I thought it was next Thursday, and that's my ladies' lunch day. So I called them to make sure, and it's this Thursday, and I said I would, I had it written down on the 28th, but it wasn't on the 28th. So unless they're screwed up again, but.
Oh, I can't imagine.
You can't imagine that, yeah. Well, I said, if I get there and they said, no, it's not today, then I'm going to be upset. But
see, the problem I think here with a lot of things like medical and restaurants, especially restaurants, is that their turnover rate is so massive that you never know what you're going to get the next time you go.
Yeah.
Like the cook, Sue said, went somewhere and then something was off, and she said that she talked to whoever the waiter was or whatever, and they said, well, it was a new cook. They go through new cooks around here constantly. That's why Cody's, a steakhouse, which I do like on a good day, the next time you go there, not so good.
Yeah.
New cook.
Rich A says, for a few weeks now, the last 20 minutes of your show has issues with delay and voice and video not synced. I don't know, Rich. Maybe, is anybody else having that problem?
With what?
It says has issue with delay and voice and video not synced.
Voice video, I don't know what that is.
It's one of those, hi,
It's on his end, not my end.
Yeah.
Everything is sent normally, and I watch it every time I send a video out. I purposely go back and watch it on a different computer just to make sure everything's the way I want it to be, and they all come out just fine. So if you got something you're not hearing, you're not saying, check your end because it's sent out just fine. Matter of fact, you may want to reboot your computer. I find a lot of times, like I was telling Sue, since I signed up for double, whatever it's called, identity or
I
whatever,
have no idea.
that even if I go to my YouTube channel to look at one of my videos, I have to sign in again, or it won't even show me the video. So I'm not blaming you or anything else. I'm just saying technically, YouTube makes changes all the time.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
keep telling people,
So
check.
I don't know. Nobody else has ever mentioned it. See, so you know, a rich,
I got enough people on here that if there's a problem with the video, I would already known.
right,
Because like Race the Girl, she don't live too far from here. She would either call me or send me an email saying, hey, this video didn't come out.
right.
Uh,
So it might be on your end, hey.
yeah, so reboot your computer. Try it again.
Yeah. C. Fry says any rumors that the villagers would be building a golf cart bridge over to Costco. Well, honey, they don't need one.
No,
We can get to Costco in a golf cart.
yeah, they don't need no bridge.
Yeah, and I said that we've got a regular route up there that'll take you to Costco, so it's no problem. Now the new Walmart, that's a different story.
We got another new Walmart?
The new one down here on 44.
Oh, I thought there was a new one over here on 46, 466.
No,
Or the
I
new one down here on, oh, I know what you're talking
well,
about.
the one on 44 you can't get to by
Why
golf
don't they
cart.
just put in a golf cart lane? It's a
It's-
dual lane road.
It's not my get. I don't have any idea. But anyhow, you can't get there
This
from
is the
here.
problem. These people need to start calling me and asking my suggestions on things because I could eliminate half of these problems.
But you can get to Costco. You can't get to Sam's
Right.
and you can't get to Walmart on 44, but you can get to Costco.
Yeah, Costco is no problem.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've been there.
Yeah.
But the Walmart down here on 44, no, it's not golf cart accessible.
Oh yeah, and yesterday I got caught in the worst storm, I'm telling you. Standing out on their front porch waiting for the rain to let up a little bit, and I was parked close. But I mean it was coming down in buckets. And I wanted to wait for it at least to let up a little bit. And I didn't want to ruin my shoes, actually.
I was sitting in my room. I had the Spanish, whatever these are called, the blinds.
Oh, yeah.
What are they called?
Blinds?
There's a specific name for them. Spanish window things. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I sit over there and I watch. So I can see my neighbors, and I watch. Kind of look out here, and it was raining like crazy, really bad. And when it came, it started fairly kind of slow, and then just all of a sudden, it just came down.
Yeah.
And then there was a river of water running down the road. And the first thought in my mind was, well, Sue's going to get her ass wet because I'm not going up there. I don't have a car.
Yeah. And like I was sitting in the checkout line talking to the guy behind me, and I said, "Is that thunder?" And because sometimes you hear that noise and you think maybe it's they're doing something in the warehouse or what have you, because it's a big place. And he said, "I think it is." And then once you hear the noise, the rain coming down, you could hear it on the roof of that building. And so I was checked out, and I stood out there and I said, thank God they've got a huge porch out there that's covered, where you get your carts and everything. So I stood out there for a good 20 minutes, I think, before I was able to get out to my car. And I still got wet, but I didn't get as wet.
2 o'clock. Let's wind this thing up.
Oh, okay.
Buddy's hot.
Well,
I'm
we're gonna have to get out of here. Y'all have a great day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Love you.
All right. Thanks, moderators, for coming to Porch Settin.
We go in, boo boo. Go in, yes.
See you all someday if you ever come